We're gonna talk about having an off day. One of the most neglected thing when it comes to self-care, when it comes to diet, when it comes to changing a habit or whatever it is, there should be an off day. And that's the reason that can help us have that mental reset. A lot of times we neglect the importance of relaxing our mind, our body, and our brain because we put it into so much intense movement and workout that at times it just becomes automated and it just overloads the system being our body, and it gets out of control. And once it's out of control, we fall back into our old habit slowly and slowly. If you're constantly working and working and working and working, you never sit down and look back at what you have done and decide, okay, is this good enough or should I make improvement? Versus if you work, and then take a little bit time off, then you realize that, okay, there are things that I could improve and there are things that are just redundant. Same thing comes with our mental, physical health. Regardless if it's a habit, if it's a work, or if it's whatever it is that we're trying to accomplish, we have to set a time, set a rule, set boundary for ourselves in order to appreciate what we are doing. And I don't mean if you're on a diet, have one day go crazy and then just ruin whatever you have done in a whole week. What I mean is that to be precise, to give yourself limit, guideline, and beyond that, give yourself a little time to recuperate, to kind of go back to that mental reset, to not put yourself in a really high intense position where you have to make decisions constantly and battle with your own body. Let's say if you're a coffee drinker and then you decided not to drink coffee, then don't drink coffee for 5 days, and then maybe that one day a week have a cup of coffee. Or if you are exercise 4 or 5 days, but that one day just instead of exercising, take a walk. If you are trying to work on something, don't completely eliminate it, but find ways in whatever you're doing to take that mental reset, that mental break. This can help you not only create a better sense of vision in terms of what you're doing, but it can help you motivate you for what's gonna come next. And then during those breaks that you're taking, one of the things that I always recommend is take at the end of the night when your break is almost over and you're about to go to bed and your day is done, sit down and journal the things that you have done, because this is truly the key to improvement. The key to improvement is not what you're doing during your time of intense workout, your time of intense work. The key to improving is to change habits during your breaks, during your reset. So journal your journey, and then maybe if you're a coffee drinker, you could write down that in the first week I had 2 cups of coffee, in the second week I had 1 cup, and maybe in the third week you just didn't even want it to have coffee. Now this journal can help you kind of set that lines as of where is it that you are right now and how is it that you have improved based on the work that you have put on. Because how are you going to evaluate yourself? The best way to evaluate oneself is to put that self in its natural position, natural habitat, natural environment, and see how it reacts. So if you constantly every day of your life try to pressure that change, then the outcome might be something that is just temporarily, or it's something that has been fabricated based on the environment that you have created for it. Think about if you have ever been to a rodeo show, or if you have ever been to a zoo, or if you have ever been to a circus. What do the animals do? They perform certain tasks based on what they have been trained to do at a certain point of time. Now, if you take that animal and put it in the wild, will they do the same? Will they start jumping from the obstacle to obstacle, or would they go back to their natural behavior? They will probably go back to their natural behavior. Chance of survival will decrease, but probably not gonna do the things they were doing in the rodeo, in the circus, or in the zoo. Why? Because what they have been learned is through reinforcement. And as soon as you stop that reinforcement, as soon as you stop that limitation, the bars, the feeding, the treats, that habit, that learned activity or that learned behavior will slowly go away. And over time, if you bring that animal back into that original habitat where they were used to be, they will not follow those rules or their guides. Why? Because the behavior has only been modified in a certain environment. And what we need to do instead of that is monitor our off day. So the off day maybe on the surface is a day for cheating, or maybe on the surface is a day for you to go crazy or just sleep all day. But beneath all of those layers, if you treat that off day as a day for you to be an observant on your own acts, on your own behaviors, then that can be changed into something much greater than a cheat day or a lazy day. So give yourself that off day and monitor the things that you do based on your environment, your habits, and your past. So it's always important to have a reference point. So if you are already started your habit changing or your behavior or whatever it is that you're doing, and you want to do this starting today, then on a piece of paper write down the things that you would have normally done on a day that you were not being bound by those boundaries, by those guides, by those whatever has been placed. And then take it from there, and then see the change, see the evolution that you have made throughout this time. And once you see that evolution has changed, make that 1 day of mental reset into 2 days. Now journey that. What is it that you do in that 2 days? Take that one step further. Make it 3 days. Make it 4 days. The goal is for you to eventually every day be your cheat day, and you making the right choices without restricting yourself, without putting yourself into certain scenarios. The goal for our life is to give ourselves a certain way of living that is correct in terms of our own life and our perspective, always without limitation. Make that one move, make that one change, notate it, and you'll see the result will be shocking.